Hello Divi Nation and welcome. In today's video, I am going to show you step by step how to download and install our free blog post template for Divi's cybersecurity layout pack. This is the final result we're aiming to achieve, so without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let's get started. All right, so the first thing we need to do is to head over to this blog post, which I'll link to in the show notes below. All right, so once we get here, we need to download this template. So I'm going to scroll down here and click on get it for free today. Next, we're going to add our email address, click on download, and then we need to download the files. Now, these files will be downloaded into your downloads folder. So let's navigate to that. So I'm going to show in Finder here, and you can see it is in my downloads folder here. Next, we need to unzip this file. So I'm going to double click on it. So now we can see we have this Divi cybersecurity template. All right, so I'm just going to drag this to the side for a bit because I need to set up my WordPress website. All right, so over here now, we need to scroll all the way down here to Divi and then click on Theme Builder. To install the layout pack, we need to come over here to Portability, click on Import. And now let me just bring back my downloads folder here. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to drag and drop our file over here and make sure you've selected import. So let's do that right now and then click on import theme builder templates. Excellent. So now you can see our template has been applied to all our posts. So before we get started, let's take a look at our blog post. So as you can see here, this has no styling at all. This is just a featured image, and this is what this template looks like when you install the default WordPress install. All right, so we need to transform this into something that looks really, really nice. So let's come over here now. And what we're going to do now is to click on Save Changes. So just by adding our template here, notice what happens. So if I refresh this, our template style now is going to be applied to this blog post. So I'm going to hit refresh and notice what happens. Now we have this beautiful layout. And if we scroll down here, we can see all this text and beautiful backgrounds. And it also has this section here where you can join the newsletter. And then it also has related posts if you do have any. And even the post section here looks really, really nice. Right, so let me show you how to go in and customize this and make it look like it is your own design. Because chances are you are going to add this template, but your colors don't match. So let me show you how you can go in and customize these colors. So back over here on our website, we're going to click on this pencil icon. So this is going to take us into the builder. Okay, so first things first, let's head over here to our section settings. Now over here, we can click on these three little dots and we can say show modified styles. So this will just go directly to where all our changes have been made on this particular section. So what I'm interested in here is the image. So you can see here we have an image here in the background. But if you want to change the colors, all you have to do is to come over here, and this is where you can go in and customize your colors. So you can see here just by clicking that, my colors now are changing. Okay, so you can go in and change these colors to match your branding. So you can see here, I can even add a bit of transparency, and our second color here can also be changed. So you can see now I've changed it over here, and there we go. So if you want the full effect of the color, you can just play around with these sliders here. Okay, so that is how you change this main background. So as you can see, this is really, really flexible if you want to customize it. Next, let's take a look at the title here. So I'm going to click on this gear icon to go into my post title settings. So first things first, let's customize this text. So I'm going to click here on this paint brush tool. This is going to take me to my heading 1. So this is where you can change your title font. So right now we have Overpass. We can change this to Poppins, and you can see right away this changes. And I can make it all caps, but to be honest, that doesn't look great. But also you can change your colors here. Okay, but I'm not going to play around with those colors. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Moving on, we also have our featured image here. So if I click on this gear icon, you can see here we have our image settings. So what you can do here is you can go into our design and make a few changes. Let's say you want to change these rounded corners here. You can go to border and we can reduce the intensity there. So let's just go with something like this. So maybe 4. That's just really subtle. Okay, so that's all you need to do here on the featured image. So now let's go ahead and save. Next, we also have this description text here. So let's go ahead and customize this. I'm going to click on module settings. So this is our post excerpt. Okay, this is dynamic content. So what it does is it just pulls all this from our post excerpts. Okay, and this is dynamic. Next, let's come over here now and change our text. So I'm going to click here on our text, and we can change this from overpass, for example, to say pop-ins, and you can see it is updating here right away. And we can change this from light to semi-bold and so on. All right, so moving on, we also have this read this article. Let's go in and customize it. Now this is a button, so this is slightly different. So over here on our link, you can see here this is this has an anchor link to article. But what I'm interested in here is how we change this text. So to do that, you want to come over here to our button. Okay, so our text color here, you can see it's this dark color. You can change this to white, so it's easier to read, or you can just change this to yellow or something that differentiates it from everything else here. Okay, next we can also take a look at the changes to all this content here. So if I show you one, it's the same thing that's applied to everything else. So here we also have some dynamic content, and you can see here this is our post publish date. We can actually click on this gear icon and change the date format. So this is the first thing that you can do. So you can see just by doing that, it's going to update this and give it a Friday, March 26. Okay, so there's several ways you can show this. We can also show the date format in this way. Okay, I think that's much better. All right, so let's save this, and let's say you want to change the color. You can always come over here to design text, and we can change our colors here. So let's say you want this to that, but let me just bring it back to white. Okay, so that's where we make our changes. Now all these can be changed the same way by just adjusting what I did. Okay, so let's move on now. So now we have this content area here. Now this is quite interesting because we can also play around with these rounded corners. So let's go in here and click on this row settings, design, and we just need to go to border. So again, we have 10. So we can either increase it or we can reduce it all the way down to 0 if we wanted to. But let's just make it very subtle. We do 4 pixels. Okay, next, now we have our post content. Okay, so this is now our post content settings. So what we can do here is we can go in and customize our headings. So let's say you want to change our color here. You can see just by doing that, I'm changing my color. Now, the reason why I'm showing you all this is because you want to go in ideally and just change these colors to match your website branding. Okay, we also have our post description here, or paragraph text. We can change this from light to regular. Okay, I think that looks much better actually. Okay, let's save that. And then when we move further down here, we also have the background, which can be changed the same way that I've shown you on the main hero area. Okay, so let's go in here. Now there's one thing that was updated here, and that is this divider here. So I'm going to come over here to dividers, click on bottom, so you can see this is the style that we have. So we can adjust the height, we can reduce it a little bit like that. So you can just reduce it until you are happy with that angle. And if you want to add a color, you can just add a color like that. But to be honest, that doesn't look nice. Next, what is important here now is to just make sure that you can change these designs. So you can see here, I can change my style of my divider right here. So it's up to you what you want to use. Okay, and you can also go in and customize them even further. Okay, so I'm going to close out of here. Now we also have these images. You can go in and update these images if you wanted to. Okay, now let's go into our email newsletter. Now it's important that we set this up, because if it's not set correctly, this will cause a lot of problems because it won't be connected and you won't be collecting those subscribers. So I'm going to click here on this gear icon to go into our email opt-in settings. So first things first, what you want to do here is to make sure you connect this form. So I'm going to click here on email account. Right now it's set to MailChimp by default. So what you want to do is to click on this drop down, and now you can see we have all these email service providers. So you can choose whichever one that you want. I personally use Fluent CRM. It is really cool. So once you've chosen that, you can select your list over here, click on add, and this will now connect with your email service provider. So once that's done, the next step here is the success action. So what we can do here with the success action is to just add a message here when someone signs up. So you can say, oh, thank you for signing up, check your email, or something along those lines. And over here, you can also have them be redirected to a specific URL. Now, this is good if you want to have a specific thank you page, so you can do it right here. Okay, so basically that's how that works. I'm going to close out of here. Next, let's take a look at this. So here again, you can see we have that divider again. So if you want to make changes to this, you can just go to your divider here. So I'm going to click on my section settings, come over here to design divider. So you can see this is the style. So if you want to change the height, you can just reduce it slightly there to about 10 perhaps. Okay, and if you want to change the colors, you can always go in and change the colors like that. Now this here is automatically generated, so this will just show automatically. So don't panic if you don't see it. It just means that you need to have your related posts so for them to show over here. Okay, so finally we have the author here. So again, it's a matter of just going in and updating all your text. So here you can see we have our post author. So to change that, we can just come over here and go into our text here and just update this until you're happy with what it looks like. All right, so pretty much this is how you update your template. Make sure you go in, change your colors, change your fonts, and just make this match the rest of your design. And remember, once you save this, it's going to apply the rest of all your blog posts on your website. So every little change that you do here applies pretty much across all your blog posts. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and do follow us on our social media platforms. By doing so, you'll be notified every time we release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.